Hi everyone. This week's art journal prompt is water soluble. I want to try and create a whole page using water soluble items. I'm going to start my background layer with these aqua markers. They're just water-based markers. Your kids' water soluble felt tips will work. Sharpies won't because they're permanent. But the reason I'm doing this is that a lot of you are really frightened to use things like dylusion sprays, some of the distress inks, just because when you add anything wet to it, it will reactivate itself. So I'm going to try and do my whole page using water reactive things. You don't have to do your whole page using water soluble items. You can choose just one if you want to, but I thought this would be a bit of fun. And I've deliberately not chosen my dylusion sprays as well, because I know that a lot of you don't have them. So right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, which is the thick end. I'm going to start off by just adding colours. I've got a few different shades of pinks and blues here, and so I'm just going to add them randomly to my mat, trying not to think about it too much. I've got some purple here, let's add some of that, and then I've got some blues as well. When you're doing this, the only thing that I would say to you is be careful with your colours, because you do not want to end up with mud. Now of course blue and pink go really well together, so that's why I've chosen the colours that I have. Let's have some blue over here as well. I keep forgetting which is the fat end. There we go. So then I'm just going to spray with water just to activate the colours, and I'm working on my mixed media paper as normal. Whoops-a-daisy, I've dropped it, and I'm just going to tap my page in just to get some colour to my page. And how pretty is that? I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this, does it? And I'm going to keep building up my layers because I want something quite rich. So I'm going to dry this. So this has had a dry, and this is what I've got. So I'm going to add some more colour. Oh, wrong end again. Nina, concentrate. Right, let's try and get some vibrancy going on here. I'm going for the darker colours this time. And let's add some of that lovely purple. Put some down the middle. There we go. Spray again with water. And again I'm going to dab on. I just love that. Right, so I'm going to give that a dry. Right, this is how it looks. I just think that looks really pretty. And now what I want to do is add some more layers. We all know that the distress inks are water reactive as well. So I've grabbed some colours, pinks and purples and blues, a bit of turquoise, and I've got my dylusion stamps as well. Look, I cleaned them at the weekend. Do you remember how disgusting they were after last week's art journal prompt? I thought, Nina, you seriously have to work on those, lady. And yeah, I just used some rubbing alcohol, and yeah, they've come up practically like brand new, so I'm pleased about that. What shall I start off with? I'm going to go with dark to light. Let's have a look. Let's start off with this one. This is another set, a new set that I haven't used yet. In fact, actually I bought it a while ago, but just haven't got round to using it. So I'm just going to tap on some layers, try not to overthink it. And I just loved all the layers that I added in last week's journal page, that I want to play with layers again. What colour shall I do now? I think I'll come in with some peacock feathers, and I'm going to try the other dot stamp. Which way round shall I have it? And I'm going to overlap some of the stamping that I've already done, because I just love the way that looks. I'm not going to overlap all of it. I'm going to have some on their own like this. There we go. Then I think I'm going to come in with my Harlequin in Wilted Violet. Get the lid off. Right, okay. This is just pure play. Right, I've got this sort of scribbly stamp now, and because I've never tried it, I don't know what it does, but I'm coming in with some of the picked raspberry, and oh, not really seeing a great deal. A little bit, but not a huge amount. That's quite nice actually, because it's quite subtle. Right, I think I want to add some more of the darker colours, so I'm going to come in with the chipped sapphire, and I'm going to add some of my jumbled numbers. Hang on, let me just make sure I've got it the right way up. Really like this stamp. I just think it's really fun. Right, okay, so we'll use the wilted violet again. Right, I think that's the right way up. Let me just give that one a test. Yay! And there we go. I just want to add some more of this scribbly stamp because I just love that, and I'm using the peacock feathers. So we'll come in and we'll, oh yes, you see I like that. Okay, so now I want to add some circles. I've got the lid off one of my spray bottles, and I'm coming in with my Distress Oxides this time in broken china. The oxides, as we know, are a bit more opaque, so I thought these might be quite fun to use. Just go for it, don't think about it, Nina, just keep adding. This is becoming a real doodle page. I had no idea what I was going to do, just that I wanted to throw a load of water reactive materials at my page. I'm coming in with this, which I've picked up from somewhere. I've got no idea where this has even come from, but it suddenly appeared, overlapping some. I love this. This is so much fun, and I'm going to do exactly the same with wilted violet. Hang on, let me just wipe that off because I don't want to contaminate my stamp pad. In fact, I can use the other end of that one. Right, okay. And let's do exactly the same thing. I think sometimes the hardest thing with art journaling is thinking what on earth we're going to do. And sometimes if that's how you feel, just do something like this. Just throw a load of colours down, grab some stamps and some stencils, and just see where it takes you, because it just well and truly takes the pressure off. Now I've got a little bit of gesso here to my left hand side, which I'm going to water down, and I'm going to use one of these natural sponges just to go over the top of this. I don't want to cover up all of these lovely layers, but I just want to tone it down, and let's just see what kind of effect we get. Does this sort of, you know, get everything to blend, or what happens? Let's see. Yeah, we haven't ended up with a sort of smudgy mess, so I'm going to go off and dry this. That's better. That's more of what I was after. So now I'm going to come in and repeat the process again. And some of you will probably be thinking, well, why did you cover it over with gessos and then sort of come in and just do the whole thing over again? That's how you get your layers. And it sort of pushed everything else to the background, so that I can sort of come in over the top, and you can still see all the lovely layers underneath. You know, that's what it's all about. I'm going to come in with this circle stamp again. I really like this one. This one's cute. We'll come in with a bit more of the broken china. I think we'll use the Harlequin. Right, worn lipstick. And I just love all of those layers. I mean, how fun is that? And you can see everything sort of underneath and on the top. But I'm going to add some circles again. Let me just make sure that my little tools are clean. So I'm going to use the Distress Oxide again. This is Faded Jeans. I'm just going to come all over. See, this is quite subtle, adding circles this way. And then we'll come in with the little round tool thing. So I'm using the Scribble stamp. Really like this one. So we'll just add a touch of that in a few places, and then I'm going to add some circles in black as well. Now I've put some white gesso on my mat again, and I want to stamp a circle, and I'm going to make a flower. Right, I might need more gesso again. I'm using white gesso for this as opposed to acrylic paint. You can use acrylic paint if that's what you want to do. It's entirely up to you. I'm putting quite a thick layer on. There we go. And then I've got a leaf stamp. This is one of the Claudine, well, from the Claudine Helmuth set, and I'm going to create some petals. Where do I want them? And I'm just going to stamp this all the way round. I'm going from one side to the other, and then top and bottom, just so that I end up with a symmetrical flower. And again, you see, because I'm using gesso, you can still see all the layers poking through underneath. Right, the good thing about gesso is that it dries really quickly, but I don't know whether you can see, if I hold it up, I've got all this lovely texture going on as well from where I was pulling the leaf up. It sort of created like a dendritic effect, and you can see all the layers underneath it as well. So I've grabbed a fine liner pen. This is the graphic line marker, and I'm just going to add some scribbly lines around my flower, being really loose and scribbly about it. Right, so I've finished my scribbly lines, and I just want to add a centre to my flower. So I've got a cork and some blue acrylic paint I'm using this time. So I'm just stamping my cork up, and let's have a look. Hang on, let me just stand up and do this, just so that I can get it. There we go, done it. And I'm going to come in and do it again as well in the places that haven't quite taken as well. And then I want to add some leaves as well, and I'm going to use the same blue. This is a homemade stamp, just made out of a couple of layers of kids craft foam, and I'm just going to add a couple of leaves. Where do I want them? Let me just have a think. I think I'll have one there, and again I might need to go over this a couple of times. That's actually fine, that's okay. Turn it round the other way, and then we'll do it on the other side. Now, whilst I've still got some of the blue left on my palette, I am going to use this to create my border, and I'm just going to go around like this. Right, I've added scribbly lines around the outside of my flower and the centre, the outside of my leaves and the centre of my flower. And now I'm just going to add some lavender, just with another kind of stopper cork thing. I think this has come out of a vinegar bottle. And I'm going to add it to the centre of the flower here. Just keeping my fingers crossed that I've got that relatively in the centre. There we go. I've drawn my scribbly line around the centre, and I'm just coming in with some white acrylic paint this time, and I'm just going to add some little doodle dots on my flower, and then I need to have a think about a quote. And that's this page done. And so here's this week's finished page. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. What have I done? I've added a few details to the centre of the flower, and added my quote, "When nothing is sure, everything is possible." Now, the reason this has worked is because I've restricted myself to quite a limited colour palette. I've used various shades of pinks, blues, and a little bit of purple, and then a final layer of black on top, which was the right thing to do actually, because it works really well with the black outline I've got for the flower, and of course the black quote, but also I've got that repeat element of colours in my focal image, the blues and the purple, which are also in the background. And you know, the focal image is large as well. It's simple and large, which works against this sort of small busy background. So for those of you that are a bit intimidated about adding layers and you know, getting crazy busy like like I have, then, you know, I hope that's helped. So this week's prompt, water soluble. Have a think about distress inks, dylusion sprays if you've got them, your homemade sprays as well, and even watercolour. If you've got a watercolour palette, then dig it out. So I hope you like this, and I'd really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up if you did, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and I really look forward to seeing what everybody else decides to come up with this week. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.